I don't even know if I should address this. I have a difficult time wording what I'm trying to say. That's why other people write the recaps for me. But basically, I'm trying to say that the natural ones are listening, are allies, and we'll do whatever we can to make Black voices be heard. I wish I was better at words. So with that, let's move on to our recap for this week for episode 30. I don't know the name of it. Crossing the Border. It's so simple. From Taro to Dita to Gleisling, the Dews are back on the move. Though it wasn't easy to get in, thanks to Setlali's knowledge and Clickwhistle's forgery skills, they soon had a passable certificate of entry to the locked down city of Gleisling. It took some smooth talking from Liam, but the group is allowed into the city. They were escorted to a nearby inn and warned to stay there, as their credentials were still being checked. The Dews, of course, immediately began to plan their escape from Gleisling and across the border into Grania. After their planning session, they separated on their recon missions. Nameless, in her sparrow form, flew down to the river on the border. She hoped to find a way across without detection from the echo boxes. At a local CD dive, Clickwhistle and Philip fished for a possible smuggler to get their party through the gate clandestinely. They found instead a rather disgruntled dwarf with a familiar name, Patel Rovak from Rakia. He too needed to get out of the city and might have found a risky, but good way out. Liam and Setlali hoped to glean some information from the guards. However, their casual conversation didn't quite go as planned. They almost immediately raised the guards' suspicion.
Immediately you both notice that he's looking at you very differently, and he starts to look at the piece of paper in front of him, and he looks at you and he says, "Do you mind coming with me?"
Not at all.
Yeah. And he looks over to a few of the guards and kind of like motions to him. 3 other guards come over.
Wow.
The guards promised to return for them in an hour. With their timeline significantly moved up, the Dews settled on the old invisible bird flying over a wall while carrying a magical saddle escape. Nameless released the hounds, or actually, wolves.
And then I'm gonna, wait a little bit to see if I hear a reaction.
You immediately hear a reaction as 8 wolves appear in the center of this town, street, in the city street. And what are they doing?
Well, they're gonna take their inner wolf instincts and start
So they're just running around, and you're just letting them go chaotic?
Just in the mall.
Yeah, go chaotic. Go chaotic.
Okay.
Chaotic. I don't care if people die. I just want to live.
Which drew the guards away from the western wall as Clickwhistle quickly ferried each of them over the top. After a close call with Setlali's escape, they were out of Gleisling in one piece. There was only one obstacle left: crossing the border. Using a model that worked, Clickwhistle ferried her friends over. However, her flights over the river proved more and more perilous. As she flew through the psychic barrier, she continually had to keep her wits about her, or she risked death. Although she was able to save herself once, both Clickwhistle and Philip fell into the psychic trap on the other side of the river, which alerted the authorities to their crossing. They headed to Core Hall, only to be confronted by 3 figures in robes.
You see them, about to strike out towards the 3 directions. Clickwhistle, you in the air, and the 2 people prone on the ground. The 2 groups of people prone on the ground. You see the magic cut out, and the 3 of them drop.
All right, I bite. I didn't. I love the idea that Liam was about to also. I didn't. That wasn't me.
They didn't have time to react before an insidious and familiar voice echoed through their minds: Kalenth. With the Dark Wizard's warning still ringing in their ear, the Dews made a speedy break towards Core Hall. What awaits them in the diseased city? Will they be able to find the source and stop the spread? Find out this week